Welcome to today's episode of CCTV. Hi there, welcome to CCTV, the place to be if you are trying to get more happy, more healthy, and more fit. I'm Christina Carlyle. I'm a nutritionist and I'm a trainer, but I only became a nutritionist and a trainer because I was a former frustrated fat girl who was so sick and tired of dieting and exercising and doing everything right, but stepping on a scale and seeing a number that was all wrong. So if you are trying to lose weight and feel great, you are in the right place. I'm your girl. So this episode was inspired by a friend of mine, Denise. She's 40-something, single mom, busy. She's always on the go and trying to be everything to everybody. And she asked me to show her some easy breezy exercises that she can do at home. She doesn't have a gym membership. She didn't really want to worry about going to and from the gym. She wanted some moves. I showed her. We were talking about the arms and she was like, well, okay, so for the arms, we got a bicep curl, right? She's like, what else can I do? I'm like, well, a bicep curl is just a building block. It's a basic to start training your biceps. A lot of people like Denise, they're like, okay, bicep curl, up, down, but they don't really realize that they can take advantage of 3 simple moves to totally change it to ensure that they're getting every single muscle in this muscle group. Okay, so before I get into the exercises and demo what I'm talking about, you gotta understand what we're working with. We're working with the bicep muscle group, okay? So we're working on a hinge joint, okay? Biceps are attached to a hinge joint. You go up and down, in and out. That's really it. It's as opposed to a ball and socket joint where it goes all the way around. With a hinge joint, you're a little bit limited, but you can use your wrist and change the direction that you're working your wrist to really target the muscle fibers working in your biceps. So the thing you gotta understand about your biceps is it's called biceps because there are 2 nodules in this muscle group. You got the outer and you got the inner. And a lot of people just think it's one thing and they go up and down and up and down. Well, if you're focusing on the outer and the inner too, all those muscle fibers that run in all different directions, when you're focusing on incorporating moves that pull every single direction of those fibers together, those fibers go and they suck in and they get tight and you get better results, if that makes sense. So it's really important that you're making sure you're getting both sides of the bicep. And we're gonna do that by flipping our wrists in different directions. I'm about to show you. A basic bicep curl starts with the wrist out. You take it with your hands against your body, like you're flush against your leg, and you curl it up so that the inside of your wrist is hitting your shoulder, right? Not hitting it, but facing it. This is a bicep curl all the way down, all the way up. And if you feel it when you're working it, kind of feels like it's working in and out, right? Okay, so now we're gonna take advantage of the first way we're gonna modify this is changing the direction of where we're going. So now we're gonna go out. We're still curling it up. We haven't changed the direction of our wrist, but when we're taking it out to the side, you feel the difference? Now we're kind of engaging more of the inside and popping it up that way. So if you wanted to, now we got 2 exercises, basic bicep curl up, down, basic bicep curl out to the side, okay? Both same thing, a little different ways. You can done a little bit differently, but you can definitely feel the difference in where you're working. Here we got some of the outside more, here it's more inside. So just that easy breezy direction, in and out, is gonna change the way you're targeting that muscle. So if you wanted to, you could do 10, 15 repetitions to the front, 10, 15 repetitions to the side, or you can alternate, up to you. I prefer to alternate just because it shakes things up. Me personally, but you can do out to the side for 10, forward 10, whatever you want. Another easy breezy way to modify a bicep curl is to change the flip of the wrist, okay? So instead of going up down, what happens if we kind of go boop to the side? Concentration curl. This is where you curl up, but you kick your pinky finger up and out like you're throwing something over your shoulder. Now we're hitting the outside and the inside, really popping that up. Again, easy breezy flip of the wrist, a little change in direction. We're totally targeting this muscle in a different way. If I change my hand, so that it's going inside. Wrist is now facing in, and I hammer it up towards my shoulder. Exact same move, all I did was change my wrist, completely different exercise. So we're up to 4 different exercises, by the way, for the bicep. Building on a basic, all we're doing is flipping the wrist so we can engage both sides. Easy breezy. This is the hammer curl. We can hammer this out to the side if we wanted to. Ooh, now I'm really hitting that outside. You can feel it at home too, totally different. Going between a hammer, a bicep curl, a concentration curl, hammering it out to the side, or curling it up to the side. All easy breezy modifications, all hitting this in different ways. The last way you can modify, in addition to the direction and a wrist flip, is to change the way you're working against gravity, or where you end or start your contraction. Okay, so here's another important thing a lot of people don't understand. When you're weight training, the whole point of weight training is that contraction, right? That moment where you're holding, squeezing, holding a force against gravity, because that's what every weight training exercise is. You're working against gravity, okay? You can work gravity forward, to the side, right? Like we just did. But it's that holding of the contraction is what's going to give you the results. That contraction is what's building the lean muscle. So it's really important that you go slow. I see a lot of people in the gym going like this. No, you're not really holding a contraction, are you? No, weight training should be slow. Cardio should be fast, because we need to take advantage of holding that contraction, because it's the contraction that's going to get us results, okay? So you want to go with a 1-2, 1-2 tempo as opposed to 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. You can get better results from 1 slow contraction than you ever could from 5 really quick ones, okay? Just saying. So the last way that we can modify an exercise is just to change how we hold the contraction, where we're starting and ending the position, okay? So we have a regular bicep curl, okay? We're going all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Full range of motion, working all the way against gravity, all the way up. What happens if we keep it halfway? Do you feel the difference? It's now we're targeting this part of the muscle group, as opposed to all the way up here. When you keep it halfway in the basement, halfway down, halfway up, halfway down, you keep the concentration down here. If you take it all the way up and stop, all the way up, stop halfway down, you feel it now, it's all the way up here, as opposed to going all the way, which works the whole thing, and then keeping it in the basement, which works the bottom of the bicep. Make sense? So we put this all together now. I invite you to do this with me. Start with a curl, feel the difference. Kick it out to the side, feel the difference. Now we're hitting this, hammer it up, feel the difference. Hammer it to the side. Do a concentration curl. Kick that pinky up and out. Boom, totally different. We go halfway up. We go all the way up, halfway down. Just make sure you're moving slow. Boom. And you're good. You're going to ensure that you're hitting every single muscle fiber in your bicep. Best possible results. It works if you work it. So work it, you're worth it. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please like it so I know. And if you don't want to miss next week's episode, please subscribe now, because I make a new video every Thursday. I will see you next time right here, same place every Thursday. Have a good week.